I'm fuming. But let's go back to hating on Jake and Logan. And we're not hating on them, by the way, but
well, he might have done. There's no. I mean, what's so ridiculous about a fellow with one eye? In the middle of his head, and he's big and scary and lives in a cave. Why is he scary? Because what if he had 8 eyes? I'd be scared of him. At the end of the day, they've got a disability. We'll talk about it in a bit.
I'm fuming. Difference here. I really do. So, official prediction, Jake Paul loses in spectacular fashion. Jake Paul gets knocked out cold by Anderson Silva. And if I'm wrong, then I will swallow these words. And I will congratulate Jake Paul all day long because he deserves it. Whether or not Anderson Silva is 47 years old, he has beaten Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. He did knock out Tito Ortiz. And the man is still an absolute legend. And some things just never die. So if Jake does it, God bless you. I'm wrong. You were right. You beat Anderson Silva. But I don't think that's going to happen. I believe Anderson Silva goes out there.
And I'm a good training partner. So, like, after we sparred, you know, it was a privilege to get to spar with the famous dude. I was, like, making him feel good. Like, oh, you did a good job, bro. You kicked my ass in the first couple rounds and shit. I mean, look at the video. He's tired and, like, is happy that it's over. And I was just, like, happy to be there. And I'm mad about it because it up my whole day. I'm mad about it. That pissed me off. I wish I was pissed off when we were sparring.
I'm fuming. But let's go back to hating on Jake and Logan. And we're not hating on them, by the way, but all the subscribers piss off.
Before my head fucking explodes.
Yeah, I'm losing brain cells. I haven't got many to keep. Do you know what I mean? So I need Diaz will kick his ass. Right, and that was more wishful thinking. That was more trying to will it into reality. That was more having the back of our MMA brother, someone from our community, and just giving the support. You know what I mean? But deep down in my mind, I knew Jake was going to win that fight. We were both working. I couldn't be impressed with what I saw from Nate, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I'm not super impressed with either one of them, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
I don't think either one of them did a very good job. If you got a guy that's pointing at the crowd and not engaging in a fight and turning, there wasn't any storylines that were going on. It was just kind of a shit fight. And so I don't know. How long can Jake Paul continue to do this? Being bad fights.
Well, he's got the perfect strategy to navigate away from, pardon the pun, Nate Diaz's real fights, because now they're going to do the rematch in mixed martial arts. Okay, I'll be honest. From what I saw in that fight, I wouldn't be surprised if Jake could somehow pull that off. Sure, if it hits the ground, I would expect Nate Diaz to choke him out and all the rest of it. And I know I'm going off topic, but Nate's not really a wrestler. And he's never really been a kicker. So unless he knocks him down or forces Jake Paul to shoot and he sprawls, you never know, it might stay on the feet. So therefore, there's another avenue, right? He's also calling out Conor McGregor. That fight's never going to happen anytime soon. After that, he's probably got KSI, who's fighting Tommy Fury. Then he's probably got a rematch with Tommy Fury. So we've at least got a couple of years because before he steps up.
Don't respect him. Like, I just don't, like, he hasn't done anything to earn it. Like, it really comes down to the size of the guys that he's fighting. Nate Diaz spent the majority of his career at 155 pounds. He's a jiu-jitsu black belt. He's always been a grappler. It's where he's made his money. Obviously, he's had some great striking performances here and there, but he's primarily a grappler. Ben Askren, primarily a wrestler. Tyron Woodley, a wrestler. Anderson Silva, well past his prime. Yeah, well past his prime. Like, he just hasn't done anything that I respect yet. You know, he's other than financially.
Things. Yeah. You know what I mean? We're trying to find the best people in the world, and we're really putting it all on the line and our health and safety. They're out there doing a sideshow, freak show attraction and picking on Nate Diaz when he's almost 40 years old, when he is 155, when he's never boxed.
That was number one. I'm not talking out of my ass. I'm not trying to disrespect him. I'm not like attacking him personally. I don't give a shit about him personally. And he knows that all he has to do is come to the gym. Like, he traveled because he knows, number one, he could, like, if that's what he wants, like, he's heard everything that I've said about him. Number one, he's never ever fucking responded because he knows, number one, I'm not talking out of my ass. He's out there, like, where he could go in and prove it, to someone that's respected in the community, and I promise you guys in our community will be like, all right, here's the deal. He's pretty fucking good. Like, he's as good as he says he is. And then you don't have to take the risk of going out there and getting beat up in front of the whole world. Like, oh, okay, he's just navigating his way around.
I'm mad about it. That pissed me off.
Yeah, we have no problem giving credit to people. Like I've trained with people Silva, in which will be, hot take, Jake Paul's first ever real fight. Yes, I'm sorry, I said that. If you're a Jake Paul fan, that's just the situation. You know, the basketball, Nate Robinson, Ben Askren, yeah, he was a fighter, but he was a wrestler. Tyron Woodley, he was a wrestler. He had a mean overhand right. He was never a boxer. They were all tailor-made matchups, but now finally Jake Paul is going up against a real fighter with real skill and one of the greatest mixed martial artists that ever lived. Anderson Silva became the champion in his second UFC fight. Anderson Silva is 47 years old, but he's still got it. Since he left the UFC, I think he lost 5 or 6 in a row, sadly. Last time he was in the UFC, he got knocked out against Uriah Hall, but then since then made the switch to boxing. Went to a decision victory over Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., and then knocked out the Huntington Beach bad boy, Tito Ortiz, in one punch. Tito Ortiz came out through a wild, long combination. Difference here. I really do. So, official prediction, Jake Paul loses in spectacular fashion. Jake Paul gets knocked out cold by Anderson Silva. And if I'm wrong, then I will swallow these words. And I will congratulate Jake Paul all day long because he deserves it. Whether or not Anderson Silva is 47 years old, he has beaten Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. He did knock out Tito Ortiz, and the man is still an absolute legend. And some things just never die. So if Jake does it, God bless you. I'm wrong. You were right. You beat Anderson Silva. But I don't think that's going to happen. I believe Anderson Silva goes out there, plays with his food for a little bit, plays those psychological mind games of the game. But the man's almost 50 years old, okay? And it did go to a decision, went the distance, and Jake won, and rightly so. And I was surprised. I was very, very surprised at that. And I shouldn't have been in hindsight because Jake's a young man. He's in his prime. He's a big fella. And we have no problem giving credit to people. Like, if these guys really want to test themselves and picking on fucking MMA guys, step into a cage. Let's see how big your balls really are.
Well, yeah.
And if you see this, I apologize, my friend. There's so much unknown here. There really is so much unknown. How good are you as a boxer? I know you've got hands. I know you can box. And I know you've got knockout power. But we've also seen that from Jake Paul as well. So there you go. There it is. There's my prediction without giving a prediction. Contradict